have this module for working with Mograph and dynamics, because when we have this effect here, we can't use the Mograph like the random to change the letters position and do some animation and other stuff. So if you try to put this on a fracture, for instance, and put a random, it will not change. It will, let me change something here, explode segments. It will not work as we expected. So it will break everything, and if you use the straight mode, it will not change the letters separated. It will change everything as a object, as one object. Okay, and if we try to put a rigid body here, let me just drop this plane here, collider, and we can change it to compound, and it will drop like that, but it will act like one solid object. If that's what you're looking for, so okay, this will work. But if you try to apply tag to children, it will act strength like that, or it will do something like that. Let me bring this up. So probably it is useful for using with dynamics and Mograph. So that's why I did the other preset. So this is the module that you want to work with if you want to do some Mograph and dynamics. Okay, basically the same stuff. I'm using a really cool Espresso setup. I don't know exactly who created that, but I think it's the work of Per Anders, but also it has but also these guys, I think they work also with this setup, so I don't know, I don't want to miss anything. I put everyone here. Okay, and you have the links to her work, to their works. Okay, and then please don't mess with this. I think I will probably hide this from you, but don't mess with it. And so you have that, and then here is where you can type your text. Okay, so let me try changing this to Mograph, for instance, and as you can see, it goes to the R. That's because we have only 4 clones here. So this is based on a cloner, but you don't have to worry to create more objects here. What you have to do is, if you have like 7 letters here, just go here and type 7, and it will update. Then we have another problem, that it's the spacing here, the kerning, so you can adjust, but it will not be as good as a kerning because you can't adjust letter by letter. So the fix for it, the workaround for that is to select the cloner object, and you can go to Mograph selection, and you can like select this tree and add a plane effector, so it will be just affecting your selection. And now you can 0 the Y and change the X. Okay, so maybe you need to adjust more, like DR. Let me do another, and let me change the name. So this is here. Okay, so now let me change this, bring it back here, and also this. Okay, so this is the way you can adjust it. Okay, it's not the best workflow, but it works. Okay, let me go back here and let me change to type, and you can see that we have more cloners more clones than we need. So let me go back to 4, and if you change to 3 to 1, it will adapt. Okay, and this is working fast. And what you have here also is the option to work with your own splines. And the way this works is you can add, for instance, another text here, or maybe this is not a text, maybe this is something that you are bringing from the Illustrator. So you can come here, and let me freeze this and bring your objects here, and then enable. It will update, and if you change the number of clones, it will start to repeat. Okay, or maybe you can change to random. It will random, blend, and you can do whatever you want. This is a cloner, so I thought about putting this count here, so it could be easier, but I think you probably want to change some stuff here. You can do something like this. So you can use the step here, step rotation, to do something like this. So I decided to keep everything about the cloner on the cloner object. So you can add your effectors here, and it's much more useful like that, I think. Okay, so let me go back to 4, and in this case we used a text object, but we can put whatever spline we want. Okay, so let me go here and freeze it and put everything here, and it will update, and we can hide it. Okay, and we can come back here and change the count or change the spacing. Okay, so this will work like that. And of course we are here to use the Mograph, so we are using a cloner, so we can put whatever effector we want, like the random, change the scale randomically, the rotation, position, and we can animate this, and everything will work. Okay, and now we can go back, for instance, disable the custom spline. It will go back to the type that we have here. You can change the text that we are using. Let me put my name here. It will update. Okay, so this is really useful, and we can do whatever you want. And another thing that I had here was a option to turn on dynamic, but I found out that maybe you don't want to put the dynamic here, you want to put the dynamic here, or even access the geometry and put the dynamic key tag, whatever you want. So I decided to keep it really free for you to use. Free for you to use. And let me turn off the random, and I will show you the dynamic. And of course, let me just show you something. We go back here, and I want to show you that you can change, you can select every cloner here, time presets, and change it, everything. You can hide the extrusion for, go to custom, and you can hide extrude, change the scale here, change the depth, extrusion. You can change the depth. Okay. And everything, you can do whatever you want. Okay. And something that gives me a little bit of problem to work was the clone edge was not working right. So let me just show you that now it's working. Let me just create a cube, select everyone here, and put it here and enable it. So now it's working, and it has already some copies here and some spacing. Let me change that. Let me put some fillet, something like that, and select everyone, change the spacing and the count here. So one more, and yeah, it's working. And when we change if we turn on the custom spline, it will automatically work. So this is something really cool that you can do. Okay, so now we can, let me just put a effector here. Let me put a formula effector, not the inheritance, the formula, just to show you that it's working. Okay, and we can add a random, for instance, to the clone edge. And let me just bring it back a little bit and change the scale, random scale, and some random rotation here. And so I don't want to change the scale, just the position in the Z direction. Okay, let me change the cube size here so we can see the shapes. And let's do something here. Let me put a, let me put a simulation tag, rigid body. Let me turn off the gravity and apply tag to children. Oh, let me see what happens. Yeah, it will explode. So I don't want this to be. Let me see something here. Yes, it's exploding, but now I will add a force here, follow position. Let me try one. Maybe stronger, so it's not intersecting each other and have some movement, so it's something that you can work with. Okay, just an example to show you. And the change I did to the extrusion, I will probably add this option to create a single object. So if I turn this off, and let me go back here and change let me turn off the clone edge so we can see better. So it's separating the caps from the extrusion. Okay, so I will fix that. I will put the option so you can turn on that stuff inside here. Okay, so what else we can do here? Let me delete this and let me clear this and delete everything. Oops, minus the splines there. Okay, and let me go back with the type and put it closer to each other, and Also, everything here you can change separated. So you can add a preset here to this one and another one to this one. So you can be really free, and you can change if you select and double click the text here of the first cloner, you can come here and change the font for this one. Let me see why it didn't change. Okay, I have to change something here. Okay guys, now I'm back and I have done something for you that I promised. So it's the create single object. Now we have this object here. If you are working with dynamics, it will be better, okay? And another thing that I was trying to do is to change the font here, but I remember I forgot that I have added here an option. So inside your type presets you have the option to change it here, okay? So, and also the size, the height actually, okay? So if I do for cloners, so here we have, and we can change the font here, and you have the option, as I was saying, to use whatever preset you want, different presets over the cloners, and you can change. Now you can see that we are having some font problems here, and this is happening because they create single object, okay? So this will change how some extrusion works, and maybe you want to use, maybe not. So feel free to use it or not, okay? And then what else? Let me just try something. I turn this on and I turn this on. Okay, I have to go to custom and turn this on. Yeah, you see now we have some problems here and here. So yeah, it will be good for dynamics, but not so good for everything else, okay? Let me turn it off. And you can come here and use another font. Like this. And this one, I want to use this. So you can go and create anything you want, okay? So basically is that you can, as I said, you can use Mograph effectors here. And let me show you another simple stuff here. Select the type presets cloner and add a plane. And I don't want to change the position, but I want to change the scale. But I will turn on the fall off and change the orientation here to +X, and you can animate this. Let me invert. So this is now growing. Okay, and of course you can come here and add the rotation as well, so it will grow and rotate, and you can also come from the back like that. So, and let me just animate this from from here to to here, and let's add of course a delay effector and spring 60% or so. And this is crazy, right? So that's it, guys, the type presets, and this is the module where you can use the Mograph and dynamics and everything else. Okay, let me just go back here with everything. Set everything, change it to this, and yeah. Thanks for watching, and please let me know what you think about it and how maybe I can improve it and whatnot. Okay, thank you guys, bye. I'll just show you how you can use the dynamics here. Let me change, let's use a preset like this one. Change the spacing here so it's not okay, and let me drop plane, bring it down, and add the collider body. And also I will put a box here like that, and also put a collider body. Okay, and let me try to use a rigid body on the cloner here, and what will happen is this: nothing happens. Okay, so what you have to do is to turn on the apply tag to children. Oh, I'm sorry, let me put it on here and turn on the gravity. I think this is the this is the default. Okay, so right now we have this, but we can go and put a apply tag to children, and it keeps the same stuff happening. Let me try top level here. Yeah, so this is the kind of effect we want, right? And you can change the bounce to something like this, friction, whatever you want. What is happening with this letter E? I don't know. Okay, now it's better. And you can try to change to moving mesh. It will be slower, but most times it have the best the best results. Okay, so let me go back to automatic and drop it here. And now, since we have this here, we have to put to compound collision shape, and now it's working. Okay, so you can do this, apply this to everyone here. Okay, so this is how we work with the dynamics. Okay, thank you guys.